Dear students, in this video we will discuss a new concept, the concept of quadratic equations. First of all, we should know what is a quadratic polynomial. A polynomial Px, that is ax square plus bx plus c, is a quadratic polynomial because its degree is 2. A quadratic polynomial may have at most 2 factors, and when each factor equated with 0, say x plus a and or say x plus alpha and x plus beta are the 2 factors of this polynomial, then if we equate this with 0, x plus alpha equals to 0 implies x is equal to minus alpha, or x plus beta is equal to 0 implies x is equal to minus beta. So these are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. A quadratic polynomial Px is equated with 0, then this quadratic polynomial on equating with 0 becomes a quadratic equation. Example, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a coefficient of x square, b coefficient of x and c is any constant. So such an equation is called quadratic equations. Quadratic equations may have at most 2 zeros or roots, and these may be denoted as alpha and beta. If alpha and beta are zeros of quadratic equations or quadratic equation, then P alpha is equal to 0 and P beta is equal to 0. So here alpha and beta are the values of x. So if we replace x in the quadratic equation by alpha and beta, the result is 0. Then we can say alpha beta are zeros of the quadratic equations. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. Then the value of b square minus 4 ac is called discriminant for this quadratic equation, and it may be denoted by d. So d is equal to b square minus 4 ac. If d is greater than or equal to 0, then real roots of quadratic equation exist. This d is greater or equal to 0 include 2 conditions. The first is d is greater than 0, then roots are real and distinct. If D is equal to 0, then roots are repeated. The meaning of this statement, roots are real and distinct, means alpha is not equal to beta, and the roots are repeated implies that alpha and beta are equal. And if D is less than 0, that is negative value of discriminant, suggests that the roots are not real. For class 10th, we will limit our discussion to real roots only. If discriminant is less than 0, then roots exist, but in that case roots are not real, these are complex roots. That we will study in the next class. Now we can use the quadratic formula to calculate the roots of the quadratic equation. So x is equal to minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon twice of a. This formula is called quadratic formula. And this may be used to calculate the roots of quadratic equation. As at most 2 roots are possible, then in case discriminant is greater than 0, then 2 distinct roots are there, and these roots are alpha is equal to minus b plus root b square minus 4ac upon twice of a, and beta is equal to minus b minus root b square minus 4ac upon twice of a. So alpha and beta are different if discriminant is greater than 0. But if d is equal to 0, then alpha is equal to beta is equal to minus b upon twice of a. This is how we can determine the roots of the quadratic equation, whether real or not real, and also we can calculate the roots using the quadratic formula. So this formula is called quadratic formula, solving the quadratic equation. We can use different methods to solve the quadratic equation. First method is by factorization. Second, by completing the square. by completing the square, and thirdly by using quadratic formula. We will first discuss the factorization method to solve the quadratic equation. We consider a quadratic equation 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. In order to solve it, we first multiply 6 with 2, that is minus 12. Then we split the middle term in such a way that the sum of the two parts is minus 1 and product is equal to minus 12. Here AC is equal to minus 12. 6 to the 12, negative sign is there, so minus 12. We split the middle term. Here coefficient of x is 1. In standard form, if we compare, this is B. Coefficient of x square A is 6 and constant term is minus 2. So instead of B, it is minus 1. So we can split the middle term B into two parts, B1 and B2, such that B1 plus B2 is equal to B and B1 B2 is equal to AC. The product of these two should be equal to A into C, that is minus 12, and sum should be equal to B, which is minus 1 in this case. Now 4 and 3, the difference, because the sum is negative, it means one term is negative, the other is positive, and negative term is greater than the positive term in absolute value. So we split into minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now taking a common factor, 2x is a common factor, so here it is 3x minus 2. Here plus 1 may be taken as common factor, so 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. It implies that 3x minus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. It further implies that either 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 2 upon 3, or 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to minus 1 upon 2. Thus x is equal to 2 by 3 and x is equal to minus 1 upon 2 are zeros or roots of this quadratic polynomial or quadratic equation. Next method is by completing square. The quadratic equation 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. We follow the following steps. If the coefficient of x square is 1, then we proceed further. But if it is other than 1, we reduce the coefficient of x square to 1. So in this case, it is 2. Therefore, we divide both the sides by 2. So dividing both sides by 2. Thus we get x square minus 7 by 2x plus 3 by 2 is equal to 0. We equate the coefficient of x with 2b. This is equal to minus 7 by 2 implies b is equal to minus 7 upon 4 or b square is equal to 49 upon 16. Now we add and subtract 49 upon 16 in left hand side. Adding and subtracting 49 upon 16 in LHS, we get x square minus 7 by 2x plus 49 upon 16 minus 49 upon 16 plus 3 by 2 is equal to 0. Now x square minus 7 by 2x plus 49 upon 16 is a perfect square. So this expression is a perfect square, and this is x minus 7 upon 4 whole square, taking minus common. This is 49 upon 16 minus 3 by 2 is equal to 0. On solving further, we get x minus 7 upon 4 whole square minus, this is 49 minus 24 upon 60 is equal to 0, or x minus 7 upon 4 whole square minus 25 by 16 is equal to 0, implies x minus 7 upon 4 whole square minus 5 upon 4 whole square is equal to 0. Now we use a square minus b square identity. Using a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. A term is x minus 7 by 4 and b is 5 by 4. So this is x minus 7 upon 4 plus 5 upon 4 multiply by x minus 7 by 4 minus 5 upon 4 is equal to 0. This is x minus 1 upon 2 and this is x minus 3 is equal to 0. Minus 7 minus 5 minus 12 upon 4, that is minus 3. This is minus 7 plus 5, that is minus 2 upon 4 and that is minus 1 by 2. Therefore, either x minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 1 by 2, or x minus 3 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 3. Thus x is equal to half and x is equal to 3 are the two zeros of this quadratic equation.